Hello there, it's Mr. Kostenbader, and today what I want to show you how to do is gridding. Gridding is a really important skill to know how to do if you're an artist, whether you're creating a very important rendering or a painting or a mural. The fact of the matter is all artists use gridding or some sort of transfer method to enlarge their artwork. So today I'm going to show you how to take this and create a grid on it, and then create that same grid onto a canvas board. So for now we're going to put the canvas board aside, and we're going to do a very simple grid. And what I like about this method is you don't need to do very much measuring. So you're going to start by connecting the corners of your work. Notice I'm spreading my fingers out so that my ruler doesn't slide around. Keeping your fingers away from the straight edge. We'll do the same thing with the other corners. Connect them. You can draw them dark. And this will give you the center of your picture. Now also notice that I cut the picture out, so there's no white border. This would be a good opportunity also to crop it if it was too much white in the background. Okay, so I have the corners connected, finding the center. I drew a line through the center vertically. I can also draw a line horizontally. Another trick, if you want this to line up correctly, is you can actually put your pencil on the point you're trying to line up to first, and then line your ruler up against it. That way you know you're exactly where you need to be. All right, and there is a very basic grid. What I recommend is breaking this up into quarters. Right now it's in half. So what I'd like to do is find the midpoint between here and here and draw a halfway point. So there's an easy way to do that. You could measure, or you could just fold your reference photo in half from the outside to the center and make a little crease. There's my center. And I could do the same on the other side. I'll show you another trick to measuring. Okay, a little crease from the outside to the center, and mark it. Do the same with the top half. Bring it down to the center, make a little crease. It's very interesting how landmarks start to land on certain areas of your photo. Take a look, the edge of this chocolate lines up right with this line. And here. Now, if there's areas that I wanted even more detail, like let's say this handle is really technical, we could just do a crisscross in this little box. Or if you're doing a portrait, and let's say there's an area where there's a nose or a mouth and you need more detail. So you can break down just some of the boxes as well to where you think you would need them. Okay, so there's our basic grid. Now we're just going to transfer that to our canvas. Now here's the important part. I don't know if you could tell this in the picture, but the proportions are not quite the same. This is a little bit shorter going in this direction in our painting. So what I always tell my students to do, and this is what I do, is I line up my drawing in the lower left-hand corner. If you're a lefty, maybe it's easier to put it in the lower right-hand corner and extend your line. But in the case here, we'll just assume you're right-handed. And we'll place this in the lower left-hand corner. And we're going to use this line through our photo as a reference. So I'm going to take this diagonal line and extend it. Pull my photo out and finish that line. Okay, this will give us the same proportions for our drawing. Now, you notice it goes off the page. It doesn't line up with the corner. This is our new corner right here. So I'm going to redraw. I'm going to draw the top of our line here. This will be the top of our artwork. And I'll end up just cutting this off, the top of this drawing. Right here, cut this off. I'm going to connect our corners. And repeat what I did to the photo. Now, the trickiest thing is, how do I find the middle of this? Well, you could use millimeters. Millimeters is easier to work with. But another little trick I can give you is, you see how this is 8 and a 16th? So you could figure that out. All right, but another trick you could do is, you could go to an even number like 9. Half of 9 is 4.5. Mark it. There's our halfway point. Same way here. See how it's a little off? You can angle it to an even number like 9. Nine's not an even number, but a full number, whole number. 0.5. There's our halfway point. I'm going to find half of this. I turn this way. These lines should work for you. Actually, they're already crossing and dividing and bisecting that, so that should work for that part of it. See how that works out. And there you have a perfectly scaled up picture. This area here, I could do the same thing that I did to the photo. I'm just scaling up and bisecting and breaking up the parts. So it's just easier to draw. All right, and then you use it, don't forget to use it as a landmark for different parts. So it's okay to make little lines and marks. Just so happens the edge of this mug lines up with this. The edge of the hot chocolate lines up with this. Sometimes things go, line up halfway. So like here, if I look at this saucer, it's almost halfway in between those two. So when I come across here, I could even mark that, knowing that somewhere in here is where the edge of my saucer is going to be. Okay, so just a matter of laying it all out, mapping it out, and assuming that the proportions of your photo are not the same as your canvas. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Talk to you soon.